Now let's move on to discuss the control bar. It's going to be such a global influence on everything we're going to be doing in Ableton Live, we need to jump in and discuss it quickly. We'll start up here in the upper left-hand section, and to do what we need to do, let's pull in a clip. So I'm in my library, clips, coming down to drums, electronic, and I'm headed for this clash box. I'm just going to pull out the main clip there and delete my empty tracks, select, hit my big delete key, and playing. Now the second box here is the speed or the tempo. How many times will the beat occur within 1 minute? So when I pull out this clip, it takes on the specifications of the main clip that was stored there and takes that tempo and copies it into Ableton Live. Now if there was already a tempo in place, it would not do that. But this is the first clip, so that's what happens. Now we can pull that down, slowing it down. We can also directly enter in a number. Let's type in 156 and begin playback with the spacebar. Also type in 92 now. So we can click and hold and pull up and down to increase or decrease the speed. My mouse is going up and down, down, up. But also if you have a feeling for how the speed should be, you can click on this tap button 4 times and it will start live at the tempo that it averages out. Let's watch that in play. Here I go. Click, 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 click. So if you feel it in your body, just go ahead and click it and launch it. And I'm stopping. Now these two icons or buttons here are going to nudge the tempo up or down. Now again, if you're following along, the info view is open so you can see the help down there. Now what this means is, temporarily, we're going to slow it down. And it snaps right back to the original tempo. Speed it back up. And stopping. Now the main purpose for this is, let's say you have Ableton Live on 2 computers or something spinning on a record and you're trying to match up the tempo together. You can do that through this button by depressing it. So if this loop is ahead of the other one, I temporarily slow it down, listen, slow down, listen, until we link it up. Same thing with speeding up. So if we know the tempo is correct, for instance, let's say we knew this was a 104, we can lock it in and launch another clip on another computer or whatever and come and sync. Now the next box is our meter, which tells us how the beats are grouped together. Now this only gives us a readout that's directly related to where we are in the song. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we've told Ableton Live that this song is in 4/4, it now reads that out here. Let's pull it down to 3/4 and play again. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So you can see it's not affecting the audio, it only affects our readout of where we are in the song. So it does us no good to change that. Now, as we'll see later on in our look at what's new in Ableton Live, we can change the meter somewhere in the song. Now our next box is our global groove amount, and that's going to directly relate to our clip. So this one is set to swing at 16th notes. Let's pull the tempo down a bit. And put some swing. Instead of being evenly spaced, there's now some delay to technically every other 16th note. Now, in your clip, we'll discuss this later, but you have several settings. And so, according to the clip setting, it's going to react to this differently. But it will always shift something later in time if any swing is enabled. Notice we do have the option to turn swing off at some point. Okay, so let's listen again. No swing. back up. Now next to that we see our metronome on-off switch, which is, if you're recording, you have to have this on. An important point about the metronome is that its volume is also controlled by our cue volume here for auditioning clips. So just bear that in mind as you're recording, that also serves as your volume for your metronome. And the metronome follows your meter here. Okay, so that's a look at the first section within our control bar and how those various icons and buttons help us function and control Ableton Live in whatever situation we may be. Move on next to look at this section of the control bar with transport and follow controls.